The damaging effects of drought can span from the economy to health. In this edition of the CTV Environment News, environmentalist Dennis Springer breaks down the issue.
Welcome to Climate Change Issues. Tonight we'll be looking at drought. In a series of new items, looking at the global warming and climate change, tonight we begin by looking at drought in St. Lucia and by extension in the Caribbean. Over the years, droughts have been taking place, and the only answer to the phenomena is to panic, shout our mouths out, and to blame WASCO and by extension the government. It seems that over the years we have not understood the effects that a drought can have on our everyday life, and also it has a disastrous effect on the economy. In 2005, the whole of the Caribbean suffered from a severe drought which not only affected those on land but also underwater, in that the coastal ecosystem in terms of our coral reefs suffered by a heavy dose of coral bleaching. In essence, there were no mitigating plans put in place before or after the drought. In 2010, once again, we had another severe drought, yet to date our government has put no mitigating process in place. The thoughts that come to mind is whether drought in the Eastern Caribbean, more so St. Lucia, is now becoming a 5-year cycle, and therefore, if this is so, then we should expect to be hit by a bout of drought this year. And once again, what measures have we put in place to mitigate the effect of another drought? We have policies for other natural disasters, but not drought. Suffice to say that there are many policies that government can put in place to mitigate the effects of a severe drought. However, there seems to be complacency by all our governments, present and past, that the rains will come. There is an inertia on the part of government that seems to prevail, and so drought approaches and we begin to panic. During that period, there is confusion, with everyone laying the blame at government and elsewhere. After a few months of hardship, the rains come, and everyone forgets what they had been through until the next attack of drought. This seems to be the prevailing story, and apathy. In the next program, we will be looking at how the government can put measures in place to mitigate the effect of drought. It is important for the government to take this advice seriously and stop the procrastination. Drought does have a devastating effect on any country because of the time it takes to recover economically. What must be taken into consideration is that in a drought period, the land is soaked up of all its water by the heat of the sun and by the wind. When the rains finally come, especially if it comes down heavily, then the land is so hard that it cannot absorb the precipitation that is taking place, and therefore flooding may arise. This is the classical case of the Bexton School, especially where it is situated. The other reality is that the precipitation that is taking place will also run off slopes that are dry because all the moisture has been absorbed by the wind and the sun. On Friday, we will be looking at the measures we can put in place to mitigate the effect of drought.